Good evening from my side. How are you all? Hope you all are very good and very good in health, active, and enjoying the life. So, after a long time, I took a break of about 10 days because I was not available. Number one, and number two, I was bit not well. So now I'm starting this live session with a very different tutorial. I have knitted this sweater for a 5-year-old baby boy, and now I am knitting this beanie for the same with the same sweater. So this is basically the border part which I am doing with my circular needles, and these circular needles are basically with the smaller in size. Some of the needles have the larger room to adjust or accommodate more stitches on them, but this is basically a very small circular needle with about, I guess, 10 to 15 inches from this point to this point, right? So it is very easy and convenient to do the knitting with them. So let's start. Okay, so this is the starting point from where I'll be starting my border. So for this purpose, I will be adding a stitch marker over here at this point. So just a second, just a second. Yeah, so okay, so I will be here at this point. I'll be adding this stitch marker. After this, as you all know, I am a crocheter, so I used to do the crochet like this. I used to knit like this. So I am doing this type of border, which is one knit and one purl, and in each stitch we'll shift the yarn from purl to knit and knit to purl, right? So I'll be starting it from here, and this is going to be the purling part, the knitting part. So this is the first knit. Now in the other we'll switch and we'll do the purl. In this way we will move on, one knit, one purl throughout the row. So this is a very small circular needle and I love it. It's like not available everywhere. I bought this one piece from the wool shop, but it's been long that I'm owning this needle. So now we have to shift to the purl. This is a purl stitch, again to the knit. So now moving on, we will keep continuing this knitting and purling throughout the row. So if I am quiet, doesn't mean that I'm not working or I don't want to talk. I want to talk, but for the response, you people need to ask questions, right? So I am not very experienced knitter, but what I experience is how to do this on a circular needle. I'm sharing my experience with you guys and hope this will be a help for the beginners especially and particularly. Hope this is visible to everyone. One knit, one purl I'm doing at the moment, and where the stitch marker is there, we'll finishing the row. Okay, one thing more, I started this beanie with or you can call it a hat. So I started it with 46 stitches, and this is for 5 year, and the knitting needle which I'm using at the moment is 3.5 mm. And one thing more which is very important and you all should know is the needles and crochet hooks are different, right? Few more days I'm thinking to give some more tutorials, as I am also a beginner, I'm a learner. I just want to share the fresh and up to date new techniques with you people, which I am opting to start my knitting, because I'm very new in knitting at the moment, but many other also wanted to start the knitting patterns, but I guess it is very difficult for them to learn, because the crochet is very easy to learn, but here in the knitting sometime the stitches drop and I actually faces all these things. So I just want to share my experience with you. Crochet is easy. What I think is the crochet is easy. Yes, it will be difficult for many of the many of the people who want to do the crochet. Knitting might be easy for them, but actually in real world, in the majority, if I do a survey, I think the knitting is more difficult than the crochet. I just want to. When I started learning, I searched many of the tutorials on Pinterest, and I purchased a few of the books as well. I have a few books here with me. Let me share one with you with a different language, and then I get one by one translated, and then I started my practice, and I was learning so many other stuff from different YouTubers. I don't have a specific name, but yes, I learned from many YouTubers. Okay, one thing which is very important is this last stitch is a knit, and their last stitch is also unknit. So what I'm going to do is I'll join these two stitches together, and I'll decrease one stitch and convert it into a single knit stitch, right? So for this I have to take both of them like this, and then I bring the yarn in front, and in in this way I just want to check whether I am leaving one of my stitch over here or what. Just a second. I just want to join these two stitches, right? So for that I have to do this, and yeah, here at this point, and I'll bring the yarn in front. So now it's done. I'll remove both of them from the needle like these two. So now I'll put my stitch marker over here. Now it is accurate, so there is no extra stitch in this anymore. So let's continue with the second row. Now we are making the second row, and we'll continue our this work with the fifth or sixth row. So in this way we will be creating. When you start a new row, sometime it is difficult. Just a second. So yeah, it's I'm still not that experienced, but I love to do this, and I love knitting. Knitting is very delicate and cute thing. In crochet, basically you make a stuff which is quite heavier. You are using more yarn and more material, like less effort, but it's a bit chunky. It's not a delicate stuff, but the knitting is basically a delicate stuff which we are doing, right? So now we are continuing with the second. Okay. One thing I just want to ask you all, if you people can answer me for this, what you prefer, if you have a hook or a needle pair with you, what will be your preference? You want to do crochet or you want to do knitting? What is the preference of yours? Because my preference is a bit different. When I get fed up with the crochet hook, in fact that is an addiction. You never get fed up, but sometime it happens that it's like a long time that you are doing it, so sometime you want to change. So for the change I used to knit, but now knitting is becoming my passion, and I'm loving it more than the crochet, because in crochet there is a lot of saturation. Many of people are doing crochet, but toward the knitting side there are very less attention. So my addiction is becoming this knitting nowadays. So I'm making a lot of very cute delicate stuff for girls and boys. You can visit my page, you can check. I have created few sets, and I love them. Do let me know what will be your preference if ever you got a chance to hold this needle or crochet, what you will be, what you will prefer and what you want to do. I have even created few products for the adult sizes as well, and I'm loving them too, because they look very delicate, cute, and they have an ambience actually. So if you have any question regarding this, you can ask. Okay, one thing which is common between the crochet and the needles are the pom-poms, number one. The pom-pom making technique for the both are same, which we are using for the crochet or the knitting. Okay, one thing which is important is that it is very easy to embroidery on the netted material rather than the crocheted material. And this stuff is basically like a fabric, and I think it is more warm because it has not big holes like the crochet. Other thing, it is very soft, and it consumes less of your material. But yes, it takes a lot of time to finish one product. Like if I hold a crochet hook and I'm making one product, so I may be finishing one product in 2 to 3 days, I guess. But if I'm doing knitting, I might be taking 5 days, 6 days or more. So in this way, I think the knitting is more complicated than the crochet, but many people prefer to do the knitting. And many people prefer to do crochet. So there is a mix of mind. Mix of mind is always there. So in this way, our second row is about to finish. This is our second row, which we will be finishing over here. Starting with the third row, shifting my stitch marker here at this point. Now this is the purl stitch. Next is the knit. Again a purl, again a knit. Here in the circular needles, and particularly the small size, it is very easy to knit a border or knit a circular stuff because you just don't need to finish the row one by one. You can carry on with the rows like I'm doing. The reason is that they are circular and you can easily knit it like a crochet. In the crochet, normally we think that we are doing this without any like without stitching you can finish your product, but I guess in knitting we can do it too. Nowadays there are so many small machines of Centro and RD. I guess they are also available, but they are not that much practical because they knit with very big purl and purl and knit stitches, and these stitches look very odd at the end. Even after ironing we cannot adjust them. I just experienced one machine, but it was not good at all. So this is the best way to do each and every stitch with your hand. That is why it is for handmade. So this is the third row which I am doing at the moment, and when I start talking, so my attention diverts and then I slow down. When I started the crochet in the beginning, I used to do the same, but later on I was used to. The material I'm using for this beanie is basically a soft acrylic material, and it is a very thin material, and I'm using two strands together to make it a bit chunky, because I'm not used to it for using or making very thin stuff for knitting or crochet. Hope in the later stages I might be using this, but a few of my known people, they are very comfortable for using this thin material for the knitting, and they prefer this material because it's very soft material. So we are going to finish our third row as well. And after this I'll show you the border part. So here at this point we have finished our third row, right? So just look at this, it is a very nice border we are creating. Just look at this. One knit and one purl. Actually, I have stretched it and I put it on a very small circular needle, so it is looking very small at the moment, but it is not that small. In the head circumference, it is approximately this much size. Let me show you one more, which I knit few days back. So I have to add the border later. So this is basically the size of the hat. So approximately, if I just measure the circumference, so its circumference is 8.5, which can be adjusted on a bigger head like an adult head. So if I add a border of approximately this much border, so it will be a big hat, right? So now I'm going to oopsies. Now I'm going to start with my next stitch. I have learned this pattern as well. This was a very difficult pattern basically, but I knit this pattern as well, and I made this swatch because I was not sure about the size of it, so I just knit this to make a swatch, because this is a normal knit of purl and pearl. I just create this with a pearl and a net, and this is a sweater for approximately for 5 to 6 year boy. So now I'm making this hat, and the hat border will be approximately, it will not come correctly over here because it's attached with the needles, but I have to make this hat approximately to the 8 inches, so the border will be big. So thank you very much for joining my channel. Keep watching, stay tuned for more information. Press the bell icon, and keep watching and admiring my work. Thank you very much.